Hello everyone and welcome back to Mr. Moo's Models. This is going to be another kit review. Today we are going to be looking at Hasegawa's F-35B in 1/72 scale, and this is in the United States Marine Corps markings. This is a relatively new kit and I haven't seen any reviews done yet for it, so I thought we'd get the camera out and have a look around it. So get the camera pointed down at the bench, have a look inside the box and take it from there, guys. So here you have the box, guys. This is, as I say, the relatively new released Hasegawa F-35 Lightning II B variant in the US Marine Corps markings in 1/72 scale. Nice little bit of box art here with the F-35 doing a short takeoff from a carrier. Other than that, on the front, that's about it. Obviously, the description of it. On the side here, we have got the kit number for this one is E46. We know it's licensed from Lockheed Martin, so you're expecting it to be relatively accurate, and this is imported by Amarang to UK. On the other end, we once again have just got the box art and the kit number. On this side here, we've got a photo of one of the completed models, which looks very nice. And a bit of detail about it. It's 217mm long, the wingspan is 148mm wide, and there's 101 pieces, parts to it. And then on the last end, it's just a repeat of what you saw down on the opposite. So, opening the box, and you can see from top camera and side camera as well, but mainly from top camera, it is quite a full-on article. So we've got instructions. These bags here, I've just opened them up to make life a bit easier for the review, but they were sealed, so we've got clear parts, and then we've got one big bag with all the sprues in it. So, what I'm going to do is take those out there, just make it a bit easier for reviewing in a minute, pop to the side, and we'll get cracking with the instructions. So, big Decals sheet here, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Instructions, typical Hasegawa style. So on the front we have got a fair bit of information about the F-35, about the history of it, etc, etc. Some technical spec, and the same again in Mandarin Japanese. So if we open it up, once again it's one of these sort of Japanese style booklets, so it's going to involve folding and folding and folding. So let's make a start around. Sorry guys. Just get this a little bit organised for us so we can actually have a decent look at these. So, there we go. First page here on the left, we've got sprue call-outs, and we've got A, B, C, D, E, F, no G, no H, and nothing, and then P, and so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sprues. So quite a few, to be honest. Paint call-outs in Mr. Hobby, both Aqueous and Mr. Colour, the lacquers, typical for Hasegawa. Then we're straight into the build. So here we start off, the first step we are looking at, sorry, just fighting me a little bit, these instructions. We are looking at the air intake and first stage compressor fan here. Then we are working on the upper fuselage, popping in also some detailed bays for the under fuselage, lower fuselage, and working on the lower surface fan outlet. So that's for the vertical lift one. And then we're starting to bring it all together with, actually, yeah, we're starting to bring things together here. So the air intake here, jet exhaust here by the looks of it, and the top and bottom fuselage, and we've got some things which need drilling out. Moving on to steps 3, 4, 5, we are working on the engine nozzle installation, and I believe here you can rotate it. So you've got moving parts. So you can either pose the the engine nozzle in downwards position as if it's doing vertical takeoff or vertical landing, or in the horizontal position as if it's in flight. And step 4 takes us on to the cockpit. So starting working, we've got a pilot figure, which is quite nice and should be able to pose his arms and head in different positions. And then we are bringing together the cockpit tub into the fuselage, the lift fan here, the vertical stabilisers, and we've got some leading edge slats. And then we've got a horizontal tail installation here, and we've also got some flaps here, so it looks like we can pose them in the upright position or the downward position. Then step 7, we're working on the undercarriage and the main and the gear and the bits and bobs underneath, so as if it's in the parking position, and here we can have it also all up together in flight. So that's quite nice. Then we have steps. Let me just try and get this around. Step 8. Here we are working on some bits and bobs around the air intake and the sustaining fan here for the vertical lift, or we can have it closed up in flying position. And then last little bits and bobs here, lumps and bumps underneath the aircraft. And the final part is whether you're having the cockpit open or closed. So part of the cockpit, the canopy open, or closed up in flight. And this kit does come with a stand, so you can have it in a conventional flying. I imagine you can also have it with everything down as if it's coming into land, so that's quite a nice touch that you can pose it in flight with the stand from the kit. Right, let's try and get to the markings part. So I apologise for all the foldings. Right, so here you can see we've got quite substantial information for the decals, because we've got quite a substantial decal sheet, and we've also got paint call-outs here. So it's looking like we've got 2 main colours, which I believe are Guns 306 and then Guns 13 by the looks of it for the rest of the aircraft. These aircraft come with like a have glass effect. I know MRP do have glass paint, I think Taka do as well, so I'll probably be investing in some have glass paint from one of those 2 companies. And then we've got the Deckle Call-Outs. So you've got lots and lots and lots of decals on this aircraft, mainly because all these zigzaggy things here are radar absorbent material, if I'm not mistaken, so it's all going to be done by decals rather than masking, which is good. And just a bit of glove. So looks like a relatively, I'm not going to say straightforward build, looks like a relatively complex build actually, with loads of different options and also a lot of decals. Pop that in there. Talking about the decals, so let's have a look at the sheet here. So we'll start up on the top here, top camera. So I'm trying to catch it in the light to see where you can see the reflection on there. Doesn't say who these are printed by. I think they're by Hasegawa himself. They feel quite thick, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because all of these decals here look quite fragile. I'm just going to bring you on from the side, come in nice and tight, just back out a little bit. So there you can see I'm just trying to catch the light. The decals are nice, they're sort of a satin effect, so that's quite nice. But as I say, they do feel a bit thick, and there's a heck of a lot of them. And in terms of the actual markings of the aircraft itself, they're quite minimal. We've basically only got the 1 squadron. I'm not even sure. VMFA 211. Interesting. So coming on to sprues, leave that back till last. We've got, as I said earlier, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sprues. So 7 sprues, and I've got a part that's fallen off. Joy. So lots of plastic to keep us busy. Let's start with the main parts, which we'll go for the upper and lower fuselages. Right, so just going to bring you back out a smidge. There we go. So some very nice detail here, and one nice thing is they haven't put all these zigzaggy bits here as raised parts, which is nice, because a lot of the manufacturers, especially in the bigger scales, represent this with raised detail here. Now the reality of it is that with the scale effects and everything, it's not going to be that raised anyway in real life, so in scale it's not going to be raised at all. So these have got panel lines in them by the feel of them, so you could always mask it up and paint it if you wanted to, I think it'd be a challenge, but if you want to go out where you could do, or to help get the decals on, it might just help to sit them down. Other than that, got a nice sort of detail going on the engine here. Just going to bring it up to overhead camera, see if we can catch that detail for the radar absorbent material. There you go, looking rather nice. And on the inside, not much there going on. Lower fuselage, so start on the underneath here once again. So nice detail all around. One thing about this kit is that you haven't got the stores, bomb bays, I'm not going to say bomb bays because they're not bomb bays, but the bays where the weapons go, they are not openable, and you haven't got any weapon pylons, so that's a little bit disappointing. However, what we have got here, we've got some very nice detail. I'm just going to bring nice and close if we can. Some nice detail here just on the if it'll focus, come on focus, on the engine. That's quite nice. So there we go. So quite happy with that, and some really nice detail on the nose gear and the main gear bays, and also on that sustaining fan there. So don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. Some nice little detail in there. Lovely detail. I'm just going to bring it to the top as well. There you go. Once again, so you can see it all nicely. So far, quite impressed with this kit. I mean, it's Hasegawa. I like Hasegawa kits. Here we've got doors for, I'm guessing, landing gear, and also for the vertical fan here. So just bring it back out a little bit so you can see it properly. There we go. As well as the flaps and leading edge slats. Nice through again, nice details. Just bring it to the top. There we go. So this should all look rather nice. So this sprue here brings us to cockpit parts. So we've got the ejector seat, the pilot. Let's bring it all the way in so you can see the pilot here. There you go. So some nice detail on the pilot with a posable head with the correct helmet as well. That's always good. The instrument panel is devoid of any sort of detail because I'm guessing that's going to be a decal, and that's fairly well representing the F-35's cockpit because it's all like touch screens and LCD and stuff. So just have a quick look on the top here for you. There we go. Nice little detail there on the pilot. Excellent. Back out a bit. Okay, so now this is going to be air intakes, and vertical stabilizers and tailplanes. So the air intake, we want to look on the inside of it, see what that's looking like. No ejector pins, which is always good in any annoying places. Maybe just a little one there, but I don't think you're going to see it that much anyway. So that's all good. Happy with that. No awkward sanding to be done. The last main sprue, and this has got landing gear details and the cockpit tub. So let's bring you in, see, have a look at the cockpit tub here. There we go. So cockpit tub's got some little detail in there, some nice little details. Nothing too much, but once again, I'm guessing that the F-35 is going to be a relatively clean cockpit. It's not going to be cluttered. The wheels on this side here. There you go. If it'll focus for us. Focus, there we go, they're quite nicely detailed as well, so quite happy with that. This little piece here is from the undercarriage, so we'll put that back in before we lose it. Then we've got two clear sprues, one of which is this stand. That bit's fallen off in the box, so a clear stand, which is a nice touch that you can pose the aircraft in flight, so I'm quite happy with that. And the last few little bits that we've got some poly caps, so we'll put those away before we lose them. And then we've got the clear canopy part, so we're just going to bring it all the way in. There we go. Let it focus if it will. There we go. Nice clear canopy. No centre seam down top of it, which is a massive bonus. So well done Hasegawa for not putting a centre seam in that we're going to have to get rid of. And not that bad a distortion anyway, nice and clear, so should have a nice view into that cockpit. So if Eduard, or when Eduard comes out with a colour photo etch cockpit for the F-35B, you'll be able to see that nicely in there. pop that back in the bag. So that wraps up the little sprue tour. Just going to bring the cameras back out. So what I'll do now is flip the cameras back around to let you know what I think of it, and have a little discussion and say my goodbyes. So, Hasegawa's F-35B, what do we think? We think it looks like a very nice kit. As far as I'm aware, it's the only F-35B available in the scale, in 1/72 scale. It's a relatively new tool as well, so it's all very, very promising. There are a few things where I think I paid about £27 for this from Mike Jolly's Facebook group, Model Kits for Less. He got it off hand and saw me a bit of a discount. It's expensive. It's Hasegawa. Hasegawa always expensive kits. And I think at that price point I would have liked to have seen a few options like the underwing pylons and like the weapon bays to be opened and to detail those up. That would have been lovely. I think aftermarket guys might come jumping on the bandwagon here and sort of start bringing out those bays in resin parts, but then you're going to have to cut out the doors and such forth, which will be a bit of a difficult task. I do like the way though that you can configure it in flight or with the nozzle down, the vertical fan lift door open, and like if it's coming into the hover. So I really like that. That's pretty cool. Decals at the moment it's only in the US Marine Corps version, and what I'm really hoping is that somebody, extra Deckle if you're listening, I doubt you are, but if you are listening, please bring us out some Royal Air Force, Royal Navy Decals for it. It's obviously quite hot in the UK, it's just arrived, it's coming into service now with 617 Squadron, it's been stood back up, so we really could do some RAF RN Decals. I know that there's some prototype Decals available through Extra Deckle already, but it'd be nice to see a set of Decals for the operational units at some point in the future. I will build it, and I'm going to wait until such time that I can get some Decals to make it into an RAF/Royal Navy version. But overall, I think it looks like a very good kit. It's obviously well engineered by the looks of it, so hopefully it'll go together well. And with that, I'm going to wrap up the video, guys. And as always, I'm just going to say thank you very, very much to anybody who's followed along, who's put up with me waffling for the last 15-20 minutes, and a massive thank you to all those who support the channel, whether it be through liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. So, you know, thank you very much. And with that, I'm going to say happy modelling, guys. Take care, and I'll see you at some point in the future. Take care. Bye.